actually put on makeup for this, which is really, really weird for me because it's a weekday. This is definitely one of the weirdest things I've ever done. I'm suddenly very aware of silence closing in. I'm Rosemary. I'm trying not to talk with my hands because they keep interrupting the frame. And most of you probably recognize me from this picture that Mary's marvelous artistic skill managed to render exactly. And those of you who didn't watch the Kickstarter video and don't know what Mary looks like, let me share my artistic rendering of her. Many of you may be wondering why she has C4 strapped to her chest and is running into a horde of zombies. Allow me to fill you in. If you have a zombie apocalypse, it's the only thing Mary shirts will be good for. Instead of talking about Muse Hunters and the Kickstarter video and repeating everything that you've already heard, because nobody really wants to do that, and besides, most of you have heard about this in person because you're either related to me or you kind of have to listen to me out of some strange feeling of obligation and friendship, which I'm totally okay with. Probably shouldn't be, but I am. I'm going to talk instead about kind of what I want this project to be for me, because I'm not self-centered. So I have this theory, and most people tell me that my theory is crazy, or they tell me that, oh, Rosemary, that sounds really interesting, but my theory has to do with the relationship between storytellers and audience. Everyone knows that authors put a lot of themselves, their experiences, their perspectives about the world, their emotions, their sense of humor, and just everything about them into their books, their poems, their stories, their screenplays, their video blogs. And that exposes them to the criticism of their audience, but they put a lot of themselves in there, at least good ones do. So they put themselves into their work. That is an extremely brave thing to do, considering how self-conscious creative people can get. So they create it, you now have the art. Art for art's sake doesn't make sense to me, because you can't create something without the purpose of having it be viewed or read or watched or experienced somehow, responded to. So that's where the audience comes in. The audience comes in and experiences the art, and that's the other half of the equation. An artistic experience isn't complete until it has A, been created, and B, been experienced. An author who respects the contract, respects that their reader deserves to have consistent characters, logical and emotionally fulfilling development, a plot that builds on itself and resolves itself within the parameters of the world created. An author that does that deserves to have the respect of their audience and the trust of their audience to see their vision through to the end.